So foreclosure is going to be another big issue in 2026. The economic signs are very worrying already. There are families, neighborhoods all across the state where people are suffering economically. And we're going to start to see a lot of filings. The foreclosure law firms, I know them all. They've already told me they're hiring. They're getting their software system set up. They're getting lawyers in there. They know there's going to be a wave of referrals that are coming in the first quarter of 2026. But there's a question, and that is, well, when would I know when a foreclosure is getting filed? You know, before they file, you will have gotten dozens of mail from your lender talking about your default, asking you to kind of cure the default. You have gotten phone calls from the lender. That's because they're required to engage in all this pre-default servicing before they get around even filing a foreclosure. And it's really important to pay careful attention to what they're communicating, because oftentimes they are communicating resolutions that are going to be far better offers than what you'll ever get out of foreclosure. So the first piece of advice is to pay attention to what's happening in your foreclosure and your mortgage and the late payments, and don't stick your head in the sand. The other critical thing is communicating with family members. I can't tell you how many times somebody's been in here. The wife is surprised to find out they're in foreclosure. Even some of these really traumatic stories where the wife or kids find out about this is when the sheriff has thrown them out. But the simple answer to the question is foreclosure starts with the filing of a lawsuit. And one of the interesting, scary, concerning things is that the typical first notice that someone gets of a foreclosure is they're absolutely overwhelmed with scam solicitations. And that's because the moment a case is filed, boom, there's a database out there. I've got access to it. Everyone's got access to it. But there's all these services that are scraping that information. They're grabbing it. And then literally on the day of filing, within an hour of filing, there are people out there that are running out door to door and pressuring homeowners in foreclosure with all kinds of scams. They are cross-referencing through AI, getting phone numbers, cell phones, emails, work addresses, work phone numbers even. So the answer to when will I know about the foreclosure, it's often when you start getting hammered by all these scammy solicitations. So the most important thing when a case is filed like that is to hire a Florida attorney. I can't tell you how many horror stories I've had of people that have been victimized by these con artists, by these scammy people talking about foreclosure delays and things like that. There's actually a law, the Florida Foreclosure Rescue Prevention Act, that's supposed to prevent people from being victimized like that, but it's hard to police, and oftentimes the damage is already done. So the warning is this: if you're in foreclosure, you know what's coming, you're behind on your mortgage, deal with a Florida attorney only. Like and subscribe to this page. Leave a comment in there if you've got questions. We can answer it in future follow-ups.